Good morning, everyone. I'm Peter Kariva. I'm the CEO and president of the Aquarium here, Aquarium of Pacific, and it's our 25th anniversary. That's a big deal. We feel like we're sort of grown up. I grew up a long time ago, but think about 25 years ago, no Google, no Netflix, no range-free chicken, climate change. We knew about it, but it was still okay to be skeptical about it. The science wasn't that solid. You could have held global warming under 1.5 degrees back then, can't now. I mean, it's a totally different world. And we've come a long way, and in that journey, I think the aquarium's really established its identity. It's delivers a real community service to Southern California, but very much about education and conservation. It's always been that way. And the theme of that we are really trying to emphasize this year and going forward is the whole idea of connection to nature. I think if you wander out here, you'll see kids going around, and you'll just see them laughing and having a great time. But this connection to nature sounds like a cliche. It isn't. It's one of the most active fields in science. It's one of my research areas, and in one of our exhibits, you can see some phrases about it, but the connection to nature, there's really good evidence that it improves your sort of mental health, your cognitive abilities, how well you can remember numbers, how well you can solve mathematical problems, reduces stress responses, and that connection to nature is really loosely defined. It could even be a view outside the window or a photograph of nature. So there's a lot of evidence for that around, and it's even inspiring how we think about the buildings we build, the homes, the cities we live in, and so forth. So our theme is very much connect to nature. It's good for nature, it's good for us, and I think it'll be good for conservation and education. And I think the other theme that you'll see very much is the whole notion of recovery and restoration. It's not just a doom and gloom story about conservation. Things come back. And the aquarium's really engaged in bringing things back, rearing them here, and I won't steal Jenny's stories about that, but rearing them here and releasing them into the wild, restoring ecosystems. So that's what we're about, and one of the things you're going to see here is you'll see a Great Hall film. I haven't actually seen the film yet, but I know the stories behind it. It's going to summarize the past 25 years of all the things we've done in conservation. There's a photo exhibit of winners of a competition of photos of nature. And again, it really is solid evidence. So spend some time looking at those photos and feel yourself relax. We have a really cool contest. It's Sterling. I don't have the octopus up here, but it's a find the octopus in a different exhibit. It's kind of a neat idea because every day you're challenged. Come in, see if you can find the octopus, and be the first person to put it on social media to get a prize. And it's not just a game. It causes you to sort of look at the exhibit and be observant and see what's going on. I like it for that feature. We're launching a new podcast, cleverly called Podcific. I've listened to a couple of them. They're not public yet, but I think they're going to be. I listen to podcasts all the time with my kids, and I look forward to listening to this with my kids. And with that, what I want to do is, I hope you enjoy seeing some of these things, but I want to introduce Faria Kader, and she's I forgot her title because she really does everything. I think it's like director of, what is it, Faria? Architecture, but that undersells you. She has so much engagement with our exhibits, with our design, and thinking about how to deliver to the public both beauty and inspiration. Faria.
Thank you, Peter. Our new Southern California gallery will debut during our 25th anniversary celebration on July 1st. This gallery will focus on local ocean habitats like the kelp forests of Casino Point off Avalon, the rocky reefs of SoCal coastline, the artificial reefs of our coast, the underwater mountains of Farnsworth Bank at Catalina Island, the seagrass meadows of Orange County, and the open ocean. The aquarium exhibits that guests will soon be able to experience are framed with immersive elements like large underwater imagery to help set the scene and projections to transport guests into a calming atmosphere while walking through the gallery. With over 36 species featured in the new exhibit, there are so many animals to get up close with you as you learn more about their habitats. The state marine fish, the Garibaldi, can be easy to spot in our Casino Point habitat due to its bright orange color. The California two-spot octopus, which uses camouflage, will be in our new Focus exhibit. There will also be leopard sharks, horn sharks, California spiny lobsters, moray eels, and other animals to visit when you explore this gallery. Adjacent to the entry of the gallery, you can see the adult giant sea bass, which can grow to the size of a mountain lion. Now, please welcome our next speakers, Luke Richmond and Pacific Pal Bertrand, who will be talking with us about ways to connect with nature in Southern California. Thank you.
Big hassle get him in position here. Oh, there I am. Hello, everybody. Good to see you all today. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me just see if Bertrand's ready to go here. Buddy? Hello? Bertrand? Bertrand? Hello? Bertrand? Bertrand? Bertrand, you coming out?
You watch out! I'll get you! I got 2 sets of teeth and I ain't afraid of you! Yeah, I sent a big crowd!
All right, Paul. Bertrand, I'm sorry. Sorry, buddy. We didn't mean to startle you. You want to come out and say hello?
Just wake me up when the new gallery's finished!
Bertrand, you said you'd give a talk today.
Huh. I did?
Yeah.
A talk?
Yeah.
Me? Mm-hmm. What about?
We said, we asked you, as an expert, to tell us about all the things we could do to connect with nature here in Southern California.
Oh, as an expert, huh? Mm-hmm. All right, well, in that case, here's my remarks on ways to connect with nature in Southern California.
Great.
Fellow life forms, I swim before you today, not as an eel, but as a citizen of the world. And I have good news. You are all connected with nature all the time. In fact, it's impossible for you to disconnect from nature. Congratulations. Now I bid you all a farewell, adieu, etc.
Bertrand, listen, you said you'd give a real talk about this.
I just did.
How?
I told you how you connected to nature.
Oh, it's a very confusing answer, man. I mean, I don't think we're all connected to nature all the time.
Confusing? Oh, well, okay, fine. You tell me then. How do you connect with nature?
I don't know. I like when I feel like I connect with nature when I'm in it. You know, when I'm hiking in the woods or
scuba diving in the ocean, stargazing in the desert, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
All right, but how about when you're at work or school or home? Are you connected to nature then, Luke?
I feel less connected, you know, because I'm inside, I'm in the city.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, very interesting. So you feel connected to nature by visiting a place like my habitat, but you feel disconnected from nature when you go back to your habitat, your house caves or your office holes or whatever.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
All right, so my habitat's connected to nature while yours is not. That doesn't seem right, you know. You know, I see stuff from your habitat in nature all the time.
Oh.
It just comes floating by my hole in the kelp forest. You know, your habitat seems very connected to nature to me, pal.
I see where you're going with this. You're right. Yeah, I got it.
Thank you. Now you get it. How would you like if I dumped a bunch of trash on your lawn and then said, "Oh, Luke, please tell me how to connect with your lawn"?
Okay. You're right. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase slightly. How can we connect to nature in good ways in Southern California?
Well, I don't know if I can.
Oh, come on, Bertrand.
No, I don't want to tell you.
Bertrand, okay. This seems really important to you. And it's important to us too, right, everybody? Yeah, yes, it's important. And
Yes,
you
lukewarm.
are right. We are connected to nature, all of us, all the time. Now, how can we make sure that our connections to nature are good?
Here, you want to know? All right, you have a pen?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
One
write
second.
this website
Okay,
down. It's very important.
Yeah.
www, you got
Okay.
it?
Yeah, I'm right. www. Yeah, okay.
GoFundMe.com
GoFundMe.com.
/B. Bertrand wants $1 million.
Bertrand wants $1 million.
Yes, and just make the largest donation you can afford. Oh, bless your heart. Goodbye.
Bertrand, you're supposed to tell us something that helps nature, not just you.
Okay, all right. No, I'm sorry, folks. Look on your face. All right. You want to know how you can really help?
Yes.
All right, I'll tell you. The best way to connect with nature in, Southern California or elsewhere is to care for and conserve nature. And life is a never-ending series of opportunities to do just that. Shopping, buy sustainable products, going to work, carpool, bike, take the bus, reduce your household waste. Invite your friends and neighbors to a beach cleanup. Become a citizen scientist and help study turtles or climate change or urban wildlife. Support people and institutions that support nature. Connect with nature by caring for and conserving it. Then when you go out and enjoy nature, you'll know you've done your part to keep all of it, yourselves included, healthy and thriving. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. You've been a beautiful audience. Thank you.
Thank you, Bertrand.
Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, Bertrand, that was really well said.
No, all right. The word eel really stands for extremely eloquent and loquacious, don't you know?
Really?
Yeah, and if you look up gullible in the dictionary, it's a picture of you. Of course
yeah,
not.
yeah,
Now get me
all
out
right,
of
say
here.
goodbye,
I got a
Bertrand.
lunch in 30, and I want to make sure those lobsters don't try and steal my spot again. Come on, let's get this thing rolling.
Thank you, everybody. You've been a wonderful audience.
Wait.
It's been great.
And our
Thank
next
you.
speaker will
Yeah,
tell you
Bertrand.
about the
All right.
aquarium's conservation efforts. Please welcome our Vice President of Conservation and Education, Jenny Dean. Woo, Jenny!
Great work, buddy. Great work.
Thank you, Bertrand. I'm excited to tell you a little bit about what's going to be happening in our Southern California gallery. It is newly reimagined, as you heard from some of our previous speakers, and designed to highlight the neighborhoods that exist in our ocean backyard. Southern California has a rich diversity of habitats. They are home to a variety of plants and animals, thousands in fact, and together they bring benefits to both you and I, people, as well as the planet. Seagrass, meadows, kelp forests, and marshes store carbon and mitigate climate change. They also serve as coastal buffers, reducing erosion caused by waves and storms. Our ocean provides us with nutritious food, and there are increasing opportunities to augment natural production with sustainable aquaculture. Unfortunately, our habitats have also faced extreme pressures from threats like coastal development and climate change. This has resulted in dramatic losses. For instance, California has seen about 90% of its seagrass meadows and kelp forests decline in the last several decades. This loss doesn't need to be permanent, and as Dr. Kariva had suggested, our gallery talks about some of the restoration work that exists here locally. But it doesn't have to just be restoration work to restore these habitats and make an environment that is healthy for them. You, as individual citizens, can also take individual actions in your direct lives, such as thinking about what kind of lighting you have in your home and maybe switching to LED, or thinking about the transportation choices that you have as you came to the aquarium or are traveling about in your day. Since it opened 25 years ago, the aquarium has had a rich history of engaging in conservation projects. I'm going to give you a highlight of several of them. One that is new that you might not have heard of is our work on bull kelp. We have a genetic diversity project here where we're storing samples of bull kelp to think about the future, such that we could do kelp restoration for some of the losses that I just described. We also have a rich history of breeding programs for endangered and threatened species. The idea behind these is that we breed them here at the aquarium, sometimes in partnership with other organizations, and then release them back out into the wild to increase their natural populations. Some of those animals include white abalone and giant sea bass, both of which you can see in our Southern California gallery. We also have observing programs that help increase knowledge of our local populations. For instance, we have volunteers who go out every month to the San Gabriel River and document green sea turtles that exist there. In addition to our observing work, with our turtles, we also do rehabilitation and recovery efforts if any of these turtles or their other species wind up in distress in our local waters. Aquarium volunteers participate in whale research as well. On our daily whale watches, we take photographs of these individuals and contribute them to a database. You can actually identify a whale based on the features on their back. And so we contribute to this West Coast research collective that is tracking individual whales up and down our coast. Finally, we have scientific divers, and they partner with local organizations and universities to help monitor our habitats. They collect data about kelp forests and the changes over time, about the composition of kelp and the type of invertebrates that might be found there. And they also work on some of our artificial reefs to document fish species diversity and the effectiveness that those artificial reefs have in mirroring natural habitats. Our programs extend even beyond monitoring into direct action and restoration, and this is very participatory. So it's not just aquarium staff that do it, but you too can participate. So a few examples of ways you can engage are in our Los Cerritos wetlands and restoration work. So every first Saturday of the month, you have the opportunity to join the aquarium out in the Los Cerritos wetlands and remove invasive species and plant natural ones, such that that habitat can be restored. If the first Saturday of the month doesn't work for you, we also have more disparate engagement. One of the opportunities that we have that you can do on your own timeline is a program called Taking Responsibility and Saving Habitats. The acronym is TRASH, which is apt because this program deals with watershed cleanups, so removing debris in your local neighborhoods. All of these are just examples of the way that Aquarium has engaged in conservation, and I encourage you to look at our exhibits, talk with our educators to learn more about the programs and ways that you can get involved. As we celebrate our 25th anniversary, we are looking to the future and announcing a new conservation initiative. The aquarium will launch a California Marine Species Report Card next year. This report card will evaluate and provide a letter grade to the health of a few dozen species found in our waters, and with the idea of helping the public engage with them. These are both plants and animals, so you might see bull kelp in there and blue whales and a lot of things in between. And it's intentional in that it will offer you opportunities to engage with these species and hear about not only the health of their population, but also conservation initiatives that different groups, the aquarium included, are taking to make sure that those populations do stay healthful. We are embarking upon this work as part of a collaborative, so it's not just the aquarium, but there are a series of other organizations and individuals from academia to government to the private sector who are helping engage in this work. We can't wait to share the final product with you next year. On behalf of the aquarium, it's been a pleasure to give you a little bit of a glimpse of our work in Southern California and the newly reimagined gallery. We really appreciate your attendance today at this press event. Thank you for coming to the aquarium.
Thank you, Jenny, and thank you all for joining us today. We're excited to show you the gallery in transition, our Southern California gallery, and also our photo exhibit. We'll be doing that next. First off, for anybody who would like to do interviews now, we do have our speakers available for those, as well as Cynthia Jardón from Education. She's waving over here for interviews in Spanish. Si necesitan entrevistas en español, también está aquí con nosotros Cynthia Jardón para las entrevistas en español. Otherwise, if you're ready to go to the new areas, if you would like to go to the Southern California Gallery construction area first, you will be able to follow. I'd like to introduce Nicole Sarmiento, Aquarium of the Pacific PR Manager. She will lead you to that area. If you would like to see the new Connecting to Nature photo exhibit first and then the SoCal Gallery, I'd like to introduce you to Andreas Miguel, Communications Manager here for the aquarium. So now we invite you all to either follow Nicole to the SoCal Gallery, Andreas to the Photo Gallery, or you can join us here for interviews. Thank you so much.